Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's project is going to be coating my Camaro wheels. Just given from the title, I'm going to be using the Diamond wheels coating here from Diamond ProTech. Just to kind of give you guys an idea, I'm going to be shaking this while I'm talking here. This is actually the last wheel on the Camaro that I have to coat. I've coated all three, so I'm kind of cheated off camera, but since this was the last one, I was like, oh, let me capture at least the application of Diamond wheels on the wheel here. And pretty straightforward. I did all the prep work. I put all my stuff away, but I did an eye remover because since I took them off, it's the best time to clean the inner portion, the back side of the wheel. You know, people refer to it as the barrel of the wheel. So I just used an eye remover. There wasn't that much iron on here because I had done an iron decon like a couple weeks prior to this. But I cleaned the back side of the tire with the new McKee's 37 tire rejuvenator, the new formula. And then I coated the back of the tire. I'll show you the back of the tire I came out with the McKee's 37 ceramic tire coating. The reason I did that is that way the back side of the tire stays cleaner longer. Nobody's gonna see it. I just added like 3 layers of that on there. Then the wheels I polished with Dr. Beasley's NSP95. These were previously coated with the 3D ceramic coating. I forget when I put it. I want to say I put it on in 2021, like late 2021. But I wasn't too thrilled with that coating, and I was constantly topping these wheels because that 3D coating just didn't have, it was underwhelming in everything. Self-cleaning, hydrophobics. I know they have a graphene version, but I really don't have no interest in their graphene coating because I suspect it's just their ceramic that's infused with the graphene oxide or whatever the heck they're using. But I really have no interest in that. You know, it's $90 for that coating. For 30 milliliters, you can get way better coatings for that price. So I didn't capture any of the polishing. I didn't want to take up too much time because I want to get to the application of this pretty quick. Essentially, I used the Flex PXE 80 on the back, and I use a 3-inch pad. I use this polishing pad here, so it did get a little dirty from deep cleaning the inner barrel. So I use that in the back, and then I use the Rupes Hybrid Nano with the Rupes yellow foam pad for the spokes here. There's going to be some areas where you have to work by hand. So I got some leftover something in there where you have to work by hand. So I can't get the hybrid in every portion of the spokes here because I can show you here real quick. So if I had the hybrid here, I can't put it in all the way because it's going to hit the top here. So there's some parts I had to do by hand, but it's pretty straightforward on removing a coating. It's not very difficult to remove a coating. So I kind of want to just mention that I'm using a Costco towel to wipe off the polish residue. See how many people get upset that I'm using a Costco towel. They're actually pretty good. They're hit and miss. Mostly they're pretty decent. For wheels, they're fine to use because these wheels, nobody really pays attention to wheels. They're not going to look at your wheels and say, oh, your wheels are swirled up. But I digress. So yeah, you're going to have to do some polishing by hand if you have a complicated wheel like I do here, which is a 10-spoke. And that's just part of the thing. You can actually polish your wheels by hand if you wanted to. The entire thing. It's just the machine's going to save you a lot of work from it. So I just use NSP95. I just came over it real quick because these polishes will have that ghosting effect, which is not a problem. I know people get concerned when they hear it. Oh my god, it's coming back. What do I do? It's normal for it to come back. Just go over it with the towel real quick, and then you can coat right over it, and it will never show up again. It's just a characteristic of the polish. So that's plenty. NSP95 was plenty to remove the older 3D coating. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go straight to the coating application. Again, Diamond Wheels is I'm going to tell you what this is. So this is a nano diamond coating, just like their paint coating. It has the glass bead in here, so shake it for about 15 seconds because sometimes the nano diamonds will settle at the bottom, kind of like the graphene coating. So just shake it, mix it all up. It's got a glass bead in there. That'll help with that. This is up to 1 year of durability, so 12 months. Now, in my Camaro, which I drive just every so often, this coating is probably going to last twice that. So it's probably going to last 2, maybe even 3 years because, again, I don't drive this every day, and it sits in the garage most of the time. So that's, you got to take that into consideration. I don't really drive it for in the rain or anything like that. So this coating is probably going to last a long time. If you maintain it, it's going to last even longer. So if I top it with Diamond Quick Body every so often, or whatever drying aid I'm using, it's going to add some sort of protection. It's going to increase the longevity and durability, act as a sacrificial layer to that coating. If you're using this on a daily driver and all you do is just wash it and dry it, you're more than likely going to get about I'm going to probably guess that you're probably going to get about 10 to 12 months in that time frame before you start seeing it kind of degrade, because the first thing to go from a coating is the hydrophobics, but the rest of the coating is actually still there. If you maintain it, meaning you wash it and then again you're topping it, you're probably going to exceed the durability of 1 year. It's not just going to hit 1 year and then boom, the coating's going to fall flat on its face. It depends on how you maintain it, the type of environment it's exposed to and things of that nature here. So like any typical coating. Temperature resistance for this is 1000 degrees Celsius, 1832 degrees Fahrenheit. So pretty high heat resistance. For a daily driver, you're not going to generate that type of heat. For a track car, yes. So that's why in most instances where I kind of mentioned that just use, you can get away with a paint coating on your wheels because they can handle pretty high temperature, even if you're just daily driving around your city, you know, back and to from work or going to the grocery store, that type of thing. You're not going to generate the type of heat. I've measured it before. It doesn't get anywhere near 1000 degrees Celsius or 1832 degrees Fahrenheit. You're lucky if you even get to half that. So you'd probably be okay using it, but I'm going to go ahead and use this wheel coating. It's a 1-layer coating. If you want to add a second layer, wait an hour. And I don't have the prep, but because these NSP polishers require no prep, no panel prep, then I'm not going to use a panel prep. But if you're using I'm going to put quite a bit of coating on this to prime it. If you're using a Diamond ProTech coating, invest in their prep, their glass prep or their paint prep. They're very finicky when it comes to other paint preps. I'm kind of let you guys know that. So if you're looking to look at these Diamond ProTech coatings, just invest in the prep that they have, and you're going to be just fine. It'll bond and it'll do all its thing. So I'm going to use a coating saver applicator here. I don't know if the kit comes with one of these. I think the Red Company guys include their own microfiber. This is a coating saver. I was actually using a saver sheet on the previous wheels here. It's like something like this, just flat, a little easier to manipulate. This is again a coating saver type. You can use a suede applicator if you wanted to. Just various things you could use. You don't need a block. You know, forget that. Just toss that aside. So just get to the application portion. I'm just going to dab this in a couple spots here, and I'm going to start here with the valve stem. So all you're going to do is just make sure you get even coverage here and see if you can push the applicator in there. If you can't, I'll show you a trick here in a second. One thing I forgot to mention is this has a 1-hour cure time. So after 1 hour, you can actually release this to your customer or even in your personal car. So I feel the applicator dragging a bit here, but there's still plenty of product in here. So I can actually just squeeze that in there. And the beauty of this Adams wheel stand is I can actually rotate the wheel. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more because it's starting to drag on me a bit. Just a few drops. You don't need to oversaturate it. And again, I'm just going to dab this on various parts of the wheel so that I can have coating to grab onto. So again, I just want to make sure you're getting even coverage. So just kind of go over the area that you're working on. Be thorough in your application. You can see I'm kind of just going pretty quick here. The other thing I forgot to mention is this has a 1 to 3 minute flash time. So after around that time frame, you'll see it turn into a white haze. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a suede. If you guys are using one of these, just get yourself a couple suedes here. And the reason I'm doing this is I want to show you guys that you can actually just use a suede and you'll be perfectly fine. So I can see with a suede I can get really in there, all the intricate areas that I may have missed with coating, like in the corners, and like this little lip area here, right here. So I'll probably just push this into the corners here. And I missed under here because I couldn't get underneath the valve stem. Get in there, get in the corner. So this is why I was using a saver sheet. I'd actually recommend just to get those saver sheets. I'll post a link to where you can get them, but that's pretty much it for the application. I'm going to go around the outer lip here so that I can get some coating on that piece. Now, if for some reason the coating starts to flash on you and you're having a hard time wiping it off, just go ahead and put some on your suede or applicator and go right over it. So what I'm going to do is put a couple more drops here, and I'm actually going to coat the center cap here. That's off the car. See if I can get in here. One thing you'll notice with this coating, I'm going to just let you guys know, it does not harden on the applicator. This is going to be a somewhat of a flexible coating, just so you guys know. And then so far I use a little bit extra, so I used almost half the bottle. So you can probably coat about 2 sets of wheels with this 30 ml bottle, or you can probably do 2 layers and you'll be fine. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my coating towel here, coating removal towel. Don't mind if it's a little dirty. This is actually a repurposed towel that I used for a coating a couple weeks ago. So I don't know, let me take the camera off my head here. Okay, so see that line right here? That's the coating flashing, and it's turned into a white haze. Let's see, where else can I notice a white haze here? It's difficult to catch it on this silver, but it's this whole piece here is starting to do that white haze effect. And so that's what you're gonna notice with the coating. If I light it with the diffuse lighting, it's a little, I don't know if you guys can, I think that shows pretty well right there. You can actually see that. So it's that white haze is indication of when to wipe off the coating. I think it shows up. Let's see if I can get on the black surface here. Kind of like that. It's really difficult to capture it here with the white haze, but this will haze white, and once it does that, I'm gonna put the camera back in my head here. Once it does that, you're ready to wipe this off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna inspect this real quick while I'm wiping it off. That way I can actually see if I'm removing all the coating. And you don't have to wipe too hard. Just work your way around. And the cool thing about these coatings is, at least this one, is it's very slick on wipe off. I'm talking like very slick. I mean, your towel just glides over it, and like if I had some like residue here that maybe I didn't like, I could just come over with the applicator, just get it wet real fast, just kind of give you guys some troubleshooting tips, wipe it off real quick, and then I'm done. But these wheels have a lot of funky stains over the years that I just can't get off. And this black paint is really finicky when it comes to polishing and coating. Polishing these wheels made me realize I need to invest in that Flex PXE80 adapter. So I'm gonna cough up the $300 eventually and order that. Like I said, you'll notice when this coating's on it because it's very slick, and you're really only gonna need one towel to wipe this off. So I noticed right here it's a little harder to wipe off, so I'll just take the applicator, wet that area up again, wipe it off right away. I'm using the Scan Grip Sun Match light here. This is the Sun Match 3. The Sun Match 4 also comes with the diffuser cap, and so this comes in handy when it comes to leveling out coatings. So I definitely recommend investing in some sort of diffused lighting or light for handheld use. Yeah, this one's got a little bit of... Yeah, this black paint just for some reason acts a little different than like your typical paint. These are takeoff wheels anyways for that I bought that mimic the 35th anniversary appearance for the wheels, and so they don't have the best finish. Okay, so that's pretty much it. If you wanted to, you can just flip over to another side of the towel. You don't have to with these coatings because, again, there's not much to wipe off. And just go over it one last time, and I'm telling you, this thing's slick to wipe off. It does get a little tacky. It starts to tack up a bit once it starts to cure, but the initial wipe off process is pretty slick. Alright, so that's pretty much it for that. And I'm going to wipe off the center cap here. Maybe this can show you the white haze. Kind of difficult to see, there's a little haze here. So I'm going to put that down for a second. And just kind of go over it. Again, very easy, very user friendly. And then I'll visually inspect it again with the light, and that looks pretty darn good. So let's pop that off, put my coating towel down, put this rotate here. I'll go ahead and put this on here because I'm done coating the wheels here. Actually, I didn't want that right that way. I wanted it this way. Let's see, kind of want this this way. There we go. All right. That way this is kind of lined up with the valve stem. So then the finishing touch, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and dress the tire. I'm going to use the Obsessed Garage tire dressing, really just to use up my stash. This stuff is pretty good. If you guys are looking for an equivalent to the Obsessed Garage tire dressing, it's the Glassparency tire dressing, or you could use the Adams graphene tire dressing. You know, they're all blended by B&B. I'm telling you, these two are very similar. I wouldn't be surprised with it the same product, and I wouldn't be surprised if the graphene tire dressing is the same as this as well, because like I said, they look exactly the same. So I'm going to just go ahead and load my applicator, and I'll post links to all to this tire dressing and the Glassparency tire dressing. So if you guys don't want to spend the money on the Obsessed one, just buy the Glassparency one. And so then what I'm going to do is just work this in. So I'm like pushing down so I can push this coating into the tire, or this tire dressing. It's not a coating, it's a silica based tire dressing. It's got a nice finish. It looks really super like OEM. And it smells good too. So I'm just gonna go ahead and push that in. I'm using just a CarPro tire swipe that I ended up finding I had extras. I was like, hey, let me just use these up. I didn't know I had these. CarPro Pearl is also another alternative you can use for the Obsessed Garage tire dressing. So I'm just gonna let this soak in for a few minutes, and then I can just mount this. Actually, I'm probably gonna wipe it off right now so I can show you the back of the wheel. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it. These tires don't need to sit too long for it to be absorbed because these tires do get dressed on a regular basis, so there's still tire dressing inside the tire. And so what I'll do is I'll just normally take a towel here, lightly level it out, and that's pretty much it. Go on the outer tread here and just kind of pick up any excess that may be in there. So that's it for the application of the Diamond Wheels Diamond ProTech coating. Like I said, I used about I have about 60% of the bottle left, 60-70% of the bottle left, so I could probably coat another set of wheels easily, and maybe another 1.5 sets of wheels. Depends on the size. So let's just say I have 2 applications in that bottle for wheels. These are 17-inch wheels by a 9.5-inch width, so, or 9-inch width. I forgot. It's one of the two. So they're not very big, and they're, you know, pretty decently wide for 2002. So that's pretty much it. I want to give you guys an idea of how it is to apply the coating. Very user friendly. You can get by to do your sets of wheels. You can probably do like I said, you can probably do 2 sets of wheels out of this product here, and you'll be happy with it. I'm going to test long-term durability and see if it stays within my lineup here, because my top wheel coating is 22 PLE VM1. That's just very hard to beat. It's lasted, I had it on my dad's car for like a little over 3 years. That stuff was still going. And then number 2 is Deluxe. I like putting 2 layers of Deluxe. That gets me about 20 months, almost 2 years. And so we'll see how long this lasts, because I'm probably going to put on I'm thinking about putting on my dad's car and testing that coating out on a real world car that's driven more often than this one. So I'm just going to give you guys an idea of that, and then I'll show you the back of the wheel just to give you an idea how that looks. I saw a little bit of excess tire dressing in the letters here. Before I do that, let me just kind of go over this. Because I was sitting down, I couldn't see it. Okay, so that's pretty much it for that, and I'll show you the back of the tire and the wheel. What this also made me realize is I need the tire, the wheel stand that rotates. So then this is the back of the wheel. Again, I polished this one out and put the coating on there, and then I put 3 layers of the McKee's ceramic tire coating on this tire, and it actually, so you can see, it looks pretty good. Again, I'm just using this for the durability of this, and again, just pretty straightforward stuff. So I want to give you guys a full view of what the finished result looks like. Like I said, I cleaned this back side of the tire with the McKee's Tire Rubber Rejuvenator, the new formula, which I used the rest of the bottle that Nick sent me. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and put this back on the car, but I want to give you guys an idea. Again, the application of Diamond wheels from Diamond ProTech. Very user-friendly coating. No issues thus far for its application. Very easy to tell when it's flashed, as it's going to do the white haze on there. It has a 1-hour cure time, so after 1 hour you can actually use the vehicle if you wanted to. If you let it sit longer, even better, because then the coating is going to continue to cure. But if you need to go and run an errand, just let it sit up for an hour. It's good to go. So by the time you do all your wheels, you know, you can easily use the car after you're done. And then one thing I kind of want to mention is I split the project up into a couple days, where I did 3 wheels on one day, and then I just did the last wheel the following day, because I started kind of late the first day, but I was able to do 3, and this last one was pretty much it. I came out here kind of late, and I had some other stuff to do, but that's pretty much it. If you guys are interested in trying this coating, I will post a link to a detailed image. You guys can purchase it there. You can use my discount code. Detailed Image is always having sales as well, so you can pick it up there. I'll post a link to the Obsessed Garage tire dressing if you want to interested in trying this. If you're looking for an alternative or an equivalent, I'll post a link to the Glass Parency tire dressing. I think that's pretty much it. So, and then I'll post a link to the applicator. So the saver blocks like this, and the saver sheets like this as well. I think these are they're good to have for coating applications. So again, thanks for watching. I will catch you on the next one. So we'll do a follow-up video for hydrophobics when I get ready to wash the Camaro, probably who knows when, 2 or 3 weeks. I'm probably going to drive the car this week, so probably after that, because this car does have pretty dusty brake pads, so more than likely need to be washed. So again, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.